Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you all for showing up. We've got 15 people here in the chat ready to talk some Storm Collectibles, Storm Arena. We've got some questions that we're going to brainstorm collectively. This is going to be an interactive live stream. So make sure you have your questions ready, any concerns you may have, and I hope you're ready to have a good time. Thank you all for showing up. Let's go ahead and see who has been in the chat thus far. We've got Stone. This was a while ago, earlier today. Pretty much putting the kettle on, getting ready for the stream. Stone again, catch you then. We got Prince, 8 o'clock. Not gonna lie, most hyped. Not gonna lie, most hyped stuff in a while. Toy news wise, yes, this is groundbreaking, historic. I would even go as far as to say, with the announcement of us having a Storm Arena, Storm Collectibles representative at this year's New York Comic Con. We've got Charlie saying Storm Collectibles doing Hajime no Oppo is so cool. Yes, but where's it at? We're going to be taking a closer look into that in just a moment. We've got Bobo saying, sup, let's go. Welcome in. Got the Akuma logo ready to go. Hustle SM is in the house. Let's go. Storm Arena cooking up. I think Jada pissed him off. I don't know. We're going to have to talk about that. So let's get through all the comments here. If you're just coming in, make sure to hit the like button. Show some support for the channel. We do appreciate that. Make sure you have your questions ready. We will have Richie Figs on here in a little bit. So until then, let's rock through these comments before we get into the nitty-gritty of it all. We've got Gus Tove here saying Storm Collectibles takes almost as long as Oppo takes to come back to boxing again. Yeah, you know what? I'm not too familiar with the anime, but I am familiar with the breaks in between. And I think the anime, didn't it not just recently start back up again? Comment below and let me know. Go saying hello. Keaton's in the house from UK. Shout out UK. Shout out Keaton. We've got 20 people in here. Again, make sure you smash the like button. Saying hi to everyone. Ghost of wasting no time with the questions. No time with the questions. Original RoboCop, best movie ever made or greatest movie ever made? Oh, wow. You know what? That's a good question. That is a great question. We'll have to circle back to that one here in a little bit. Make sure you bring that up later on. We've got Cool Guy 74 saying, yo, what up? We've also got Richie Figs has arrived. Sound the trumpets. Let's see. Are we both on here? Can you hear me? Let's see. Hold on. Okay, there's Richie there. We got Richie. We're going to wait for him to come on. In the meanwhile, we've got Keaton here. Stayed up for this. 4 a.m. here. Thank you for the support, Keaton. Hopefully, you're having a head start to work, getting your coffee, talking some Storm Arena, about to storm the arena where you work. Should you be going to work today? Richie, are you coming in? Can you hear me?
Yo, what up? What up? What up?
What's good? Welcome in. We've got an exciting stream to talk about some brainstorming, some questions for Storm Arena, Storm Collectibles at this year's New York Comic Con. So I hope everyone has brought their thinking cap for tonight. Thank you all for showing up. We're just going to get through these comments real quick. We've got a lot, and then I guess we're going to get into everything. Richie, if you see anyone who's here visiting the channel and you want to give them a shout out, just let me know and we can take care of that as well.
For sure.
We've got Martin in the chat saying, hi, man. Do you, if Storm Arena, gonna have the newest Akuma figure? I personally think yes, that we are going to see the Akuma prototype at the New York Comic Con. Just the consistency from Storm has made me believe that. What do you think, Rich? Do you think we're going to see that Akuma figure at the con?
Yeah, I think both will be there. I think Balrog and Akuma will be there.
Yeah, I mean, now it's great promotion to have Balrog, especially when you've got 50 Cent, on Instagram showing like kind of the behind the scenes of what he's been doing for the the role in his movie, you know, the Street Fighter movie. So yeah, definitely if they have Balrog there, I think that'd be a benefit for Storm.
Yo, Hustle, what's up? Thanks for coming.
We have Topher here saying, I'm ready for Darkstalkers. Really don't care much about anything else. Let's get Boshimon and Rico. Okay, yeah, Darkstalkers, you know, a lot of love for Darkstalkers, a lot of love for Hajime no Oppo. So we got some things to talk about. Star Screamer, yes, my people, nothing like a hard day of work and a late live stream to chillax. Well, thank you for joining us, Star Screamer. I know we had the stream plotted for earlier on in the day, but with everything going on today, you know, and it being Monday, you've got so many events happening from wrestling to football and everything in between. So we decided to push this a little later so that we can all gather and brainstorm for tonight.
It's way better anyways. What a way to end a Monday. No one wants to deal with no one has time to deal with the stream in the middle of the day. This is perfect. Perfect time to settle down and talk some figs.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone's, you know, off to sleep. It's just you and the boys and ladies, I guess, if there is any here in the chat. Charlie again saying bang, got that like going. Okay, yeah, thank you for the like. We've got 31 people in here. Thank you all for showing up, showing some support for us and for Richie Figs. You know, both obviously covering Storm Arena, Storm Collectibles. So yeah, thank you all for showing up. Richie, how's your day been going? 33 people now. Can you hear me, Richie?
Yeah, sorry. Hold on one sec. I'll be right back. Just one
All
sec.
right. Yep, got you. We've got Batsu Ballin in the house. I wonder if Storm Arena female figures will be as good as the male counterparts. I think Storm acknowledges the fact that they are lacking with their female characters. So if they really want to make a great impression with this whole new slate that they're on with Storm Arena, they are going to deliver with their female figures. They almost have to at this point. Star Screamer shouting out Keaton from the UK. A lot of love from the UK, so thank you all. Gosto
All right, sorry
says,
about that. My bad.
"Oh no, you're good." Let's see. Gosto says, "Is it a deal breaker if Oppo can't do a Dempsey row pose?" Again, I'm assuming that's probably like a boxing technique. But why does like Dempsey roll sounds familiar? Isn't that like the basketball player that Storm made a figure about? Wasn't his name Dempsey? He was in the NBA.
Dempsey? I know a
Yeah.
Patrick Dempsey. I don't know any Dempsey in the NBA.
Yeah, it's above me. I'm not sure.
Isn't that an actor?
No, I thought the guy who he just like went to North Korea a few years ago with like the pink hair and Storm Collectibles.
Yeah.
Isn't his name Dempsey?
Well,
I
I
don't
have no
know.
idea. Why don't you tell them about your little Halloween prediction about why they're taking so long on Darkstalkers? Tell them about your little pumpkin surprise thing that they're doing.
All right, so here's my theory, ladies and gentlemen. So far, we have not gotten any Darkstalker pre-orders. However, we've seen prototypes and then we've seen figures that look damn well completed, right? Almost completed, I guess you could say. And we're just missing those Darkstalker pre-orders. And I just feel like because Darkstalkers is about, you know, succubus, zombies, vampires, just like, you know, reeking of October Halloween love, you know, I feel like that is when we're going to get our Darkstalker pre-order. The first week of October, ironically enough, is the Wonderfest in Shanghai. That is where Storm originally announced the Storm Arena line. That is going to be the first week of October, and I think that Friday is when we're going to have our Morrigan pre-order. That's my theory.
I would love for we just say all that and then it just comes out Friday. It has nothing to do with Halloween at all.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, that'd be great. But
That'd
hey,
be our luck, actually.
if it was to come out this Friday, Morrigan, then that just makes me think, okay, Lilith is going to be the first week of October. Because if you think about it, all of the prototypes that we've seen in the whole year, okay, since last October, all of the prototypes have gone up for pre-order. The only ones that have not gone up for pre-order is Chun-Li, Morrigan, and Lilith, and I think that's it. Oh, and Kyo from KOF. So there's only 4 figures that have yet to go for pre-order, and with them dropping a pre-order last Wednesday, I mean, we've got plenty of days before now until the New York Comic Con that we could get those 4 pre-orders.
They've been kind of off schedule though lately. Have you noticed that? Like they haven't been dropping on like the consistency. Like they've been consistently dropping weekly, but they dropped that roster reveal thing like the Tuesday after Memorial Day or Labor Day. Sorry, and then
Yeah.
they dropped that pre-order thing on like last Wednesday. So I don't even know that they're on. They're just dropping whenever now.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit odd. So that's why I'm just curious to see how this week is going to go. You know, first day, Monday, nothing's really popping off, but we'll have to wait and see how this week goes. I'm expecting another pre-order this week on either Wednesday or Friday. Now let's go ahead and get back to this chat really quickly. We've got this comment in here. I'm sorry, I don't know. I think this is Russian. I'm sorry. Hey, thanks for the support. Hi, Mars. The question is for Baki, of course. If it is updated, what exactly is updated and when are we going to get it already? I think it's updated. You know, when we saw that last photo for Hanayama, the promotional image, and you see Baki, like that's the only update we've seen of Baki since the pre-order, right? With Sagat, we got that pre-order, then we got an update of the ab crunch or what have you, right? For Baki, we just got the pre-order in February, and everything has been quiet. It's been dark instead, or it was been dark, and then we got the Hanayama pre-order where you saw Baki again, and it doesn't look like that ab crunch is there. So I do believe it is going to be updated, and allegedly, the figure is supposed to be available next month in October.
The weird thing is why would they remove Baki's and not Yujiro's? Yujiro was technically later. So I find it odd. I don't think they're taking it out. I think it was too far. I mean, if they did, I just don't see why they wouldn't do it for Yujiro.
Oh yeah, for Yujiro, I feel like the reason why they didn't do it is because he has his shirt on. That's why. So you could kind of argue that the cut kind of flows in with the whole design and the whole aesthetic of the figure. Whereas when you see like Ryu and Ken, they have their gi on already, so you don't see the cut. But that was one of the biggest arguments or criticism when people got the figure in hands were the cuts on the abdomen. A lot of people didn't like that, which led to obviously Sagat getting that update. And that update stayed within the Street Fighter line. Whereas with Baki, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Keaton, that figure was trash, by the way. That Quinn Lee figure that they tried to show me yesterday from a third-party company. Or it wasn't even third-party. It was some other unknown company I've never heard of. But it's just, I don't know, man. The figures where you can take off their tops and they actually have, like, tits and stuff, I'm like, all right. It's like, who's this for, though? It's like
Yeah,
they
right.
like promote like one of her like promo pictures has like a shirt with like a picture with her top off. I'm like, how am I supposed to explain that to the missus? Oh yeah, you can take her top off. Isn't that great? It's
I
not
mean,
like Barbie. Like how am I and Armika? How am I supposed to explain that one? That's gonna be hard.
well, you just got to tell her, like, babe, it's our Mika. You know, you're going to have to sit her down. And then I'm pretty sure she'll understand. But the other figure, on the other hand, that's something completely different, you know. It does add an extra layer of detail. I will say an extra layer of depth to the figure, of course.
Right.
But, you know, that's obviously for a particular audience. So, but hey, at least you have people reaching out to you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It doesn't I mean, I don't even think the figure looks that great. And plus, like, it doesn't even have like a traditional Chun-Li look. You can get like a bonus pack, I guess, that like brings in the alpha feature, but I don't know. I just thought like it wasn't like crazy looking, but there's so many people making Street Fighter now. It's crazy. It's kind of hard to keep up. There was that other one that other company, I forget, egg figure, something egg, and they were making like a crazy old man Akuma figure or something like that.
Yeah, I seen that on they're making like the Street Fighter 6 Akuma.
Yeah.
we've got our again. I'm assuming this is Russian, so I'm just gonna call you B. We got B back again saying, by the way, I'm waiting for my arena Yujiro. Should get him in hand in about a week or two. Yeah, same here. What about you, Richie? Do you know like the progress on yours? I mean, I feel like everyone is getting those Yujiro figures in because I mean that's what's popular right now, right? All right, we've got Keaton saying, I got my San Diego Comic Con Dalsim today. So up to date on everything. And my Storm bootleg Ken is delivering tomorrow. Hey, you might have to do a review on the Ken. Because that might be a thing going
I've
forward.
heard good things about the Ken and the Ryu. I heard the Guile's got like some weird eyeliner stuff around his eyes, but I've heard
Okay.
the other ones are pretty. They just lack shading like a lot. But I mean,
Did
for $20, whatever.
yeah, I mean you can't beat that. Did you pick up one of the knockoff figures? I know you did the Zangief one. Did you pick up any of the new like Ken or anything like that?
No, because I'm not like that. Like I want the Guile, but like can't like
Mm-hmm.
I have the evil Ryu and Violent Ken in the actual like the real one, so
Oh, okay.
that's
So
good
you get
enough
the
representation for me. Like it's not that crazy. I don't need like both versions.
I got you. We got Hustle saying, "Sup, Mars? Thank you for joining." Star Screaming saying, "What up, bro?" Hustle saying, "Sup, Richie?" Stone saying, "Yeah, that's my man's." Gas Tove says, "Besides Oppo and uh Takamaru, which figures would you like for Storm Collectibles to take 4 to 7 years to make?" Oh fuck! I don't think I want any figure like that. I'm sorry. No way. Don't you dare. That looks like it's going to be the case for, Oppo. You know what I
That's
mean?
already their Street Fighter Ultra line. I think
Yeah,
we're going on
exactly.
8 or 9 years with that one.
Yeah, so but if I had to choose, I don't know. I mean, maybe like 4 to 7 years, that's a long time. I guess, you know what? I'll say it. If they were to tell me we're gonna have Resident Evil in 4 to 7 years, I'm on board. I'm cool with that. Do you have any figures, Richie,
No,
that you would like to wait
there's
4 to 7 years?
I would act. That's insane. I mean, if we're talking about a line that's different, I feel like that's what he means. Not like a single figure, but no, there's not a
Oh, okay.
figure in the world that I would sit there and like wait for like 5 years for it to be done.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least I can't think of any.
Hmm.
But hey, that's any Storm figure. Am I right? Just kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, we've got Mega Ortiz saying, "Hi guys, maybe we gonna see Akuma color and Balrog unpainted, perhaps, while hopefully expecting new license as franchise logo." Yeah, that is the expectation going into the event. Hopefully, we're gonna see Akuma and Balrog. It just like I said, it lines up with their consistency that they've been performing for the past year. So it does seem very likely we will see those two figures. And then as far as a new license, I know some people don't want Storm to obtain more IPs, but I mean, really, it just all depends. Like if they can handle it, I say go for it. So far, they've shown us that they're producing a lot of different characters from different IPs. The only one that's technically lacking so far is the Darkstalkers, but apart from that, they've been showing some really good stuff, and it does build confidence for me going into another IP, especially if it's something like Mortal Kombat or Tekken or something retro like I don't know, Soul Calibur or Killer Instinct, something like that. You know, that's the expectation. What about you, Richard? Do you have anything that you'd like to see, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, we can just drop King of Fighters and pick up Mortal Kombat. That's a
Ooh,
good switch out. Dude, the King of Fighters figures, I just have no nostalgia for, and they're not even that cool looking. Like the characters as a whole are not that cool looking.
I mean, I guess I can agree to a
They're
point
pretty
where like,
bland characters to look at. Like I've seen the 3 that they're planning on, and I know, hey, that's a hot take. There might be a lot of King of Fighter fans out there, but I look at the characters and it's like they're pretty boring to look at. There's nothing that crazy about them.
yeah, I mean, I guess when you compare. Like if you're just thinking like KOF by themselves and you're not comparing to anything else, like there are some like highlights, obviously, like Terry and them, and yes, the design is kind of bland for the most part, but that actually kind of makes it easier, I would say, to put out a good product, the best product.
Sorry, 1 sec.
Mhm. But when comparing it to like KOF and Mortal Kombat or Darkstalkers, or not Darkstalkers, but Tekken, like yeah, definitely Mortal Kombat and Tekken, they just outshine KOF. You know, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, I would think those are like the big three, and maybe switching up now, but for a long time, I think those three dominated the space. We've got Martin in the chat. Welcome in, Martin. We've got 30 people in here. Make sure you hit the like button while you're coming in or heading out. Thank you all for showing up. Martin says, I just hope that happens. I need to see Akuma. I need to see Akuma in the New York Comic Con. I think it's going to happen. It's very likely it's going to happen. And I just know, or I have a feeling, my reaction seeing the Storm Arena Akuma versus seeing like the Jada Akuma, although I hate to make the comparison, I feel like I'm going to be blown away by Storm Arena. So a lot of hype heading into that con. Stone says, I'll be honest, apart from literally 50 Mike. Oh, wait, hold on. I'll be honest, apart from literally Mike Tyson, 50 Cent is probably the second best option, but he needs to get even bigger, to be honest. I agree. Seeing those shots of him, he looks really skinny, and Balrog is not a skinny guy. So I don't know if they're just going to, hopefully they don't use CGI, but they might use CGI to buff him up so where he looks good. We'll have to wait and see. Hustle is saying, sup. Dark Screamer says, or Starscreamer says Darkstalkers is an awesome game. I haven't played the game, but the characters look awesome. I'm in love with the character designs, and I'm looking forward to having Storm really branch and do all of these different characters that Darkstalkers has to offer. All right, we've got Richie back.
Sorry, that's my bad. I had to switch for just a second. I'll be able to switch to my better mic in 1 sec.
Oh, you're good.
I had something come up for 2 seconds where I gotta be on the move for just a second, but I'm still here. Still here.
All right, yeah, you're straight. We've got Alpha Proto. Welcome in. He says I'm late. Hey, better late than never. I always say that's the motto I go by. Just ask all my employers. All right, Gusto says, question: what effects would you like Oppo? Oh, what effects would you like on an Oppo figure, Dempsey roll, or random tree leaves? I don't know. I'm thinking maybe. What is this Dempsey roll you're talking about? Hold up. All right, one moment here, everybody. We're about to see what's going on with this. Oh, okay. So when he's bobbing and weaving, I'm not sure how they would pull that effect off. I mean, I guess if we're looking at this one right here, they would probably, similar to what they did with their KOF figure for Rio, where he's punching. Probably something similar like that, but I feel like that'd be a lot of plastic, and then it would have to be clear. So I don't know if they're gonna go that route. It would be interesting to see them tackle that. Like if they had to, like, hey, this is a necessity. You have to have the Dempsey roll. It would be interesting to see how they tackle that. So let's see what else we got here. Hustle, 50 Cent. First passion was to become a boxer before he even had a rap dream. So him playing Balrog has to be a dream come true. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Shout out Hustle SM for that little backstory for 50 Cent. That's awesome. I did see the haircut. I think the haircut looks great on him. They nailed that. So Stone says, I don't like Jason Momoa, but thank God he's playing a monster that barely speaks. Yeah, but he's going to be acting himself. So that's going to be interesting. And I think they just started filming too. Batsu Ballin. All they need to do is take the formula Jada has made with their female figs and take it to the next level like they did with Ken and Ryu from the Alpha line. I agree. And that's why there also is speculation, because when you look at the first roadmap that we received from Storm, Chun-Li technically was supposed to be the next pre-order. However, it would seem something has happened, whether it's production problem or they're trying to enhance the figure. We don't know, but something definitely is happening with that female figure. It will be the first Storm Arena female figure, so it's got to hit its mark. It's got to make an everlasting impression. So if that means that the figure had to come off for Charlie to get the next pre-order, so be it. If Akuma becomes the next pre-order, that really would be an indicator they're trying their best to make their best female figure ever. I mean, that's my theory. Alpha says, Storm has never had a problem with posing. Yeah, really no problem with posing. I would say like the one issue with Storm that is, it's not as present like how it was in the beginning years and how it was probably like the early 2020s. But the squeaking of the figures was an issue. Some figures, I remember like when I first got my Storm Collectibles Tekken 7 Kazuya Mishima, like that figure was so tight that I would be afraid to move the arms and things like that, because that's how much it would squeak and that's how tight it was. Now that is an issue with Storm. However, here in 2025, you still get the squeak, but it's not nearly as tight as that Kazuya figure was back in the day. And don't get me started on Kung Lao Mortal Kombat. We'll save that for another day.
A lot of pressure on that Baki, but he's not even technically late yet, because didn't they say September for Baki?
Yeah, Q3.
We're still in September.
Yep. So, and that was someone had commented too. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Stone had commented, because I was like, yeah, we're in Q3. Q3 doesn't end until September. But yeah, Q3 does not end until September, and then Q4 is going to start October, November, December. So if we don't have the Baki figure by the end of September, then it's like, okay, well, we can sit here and say they didn't meet that deadline, but until it's the last day of September.
They still got something out in its place, though, technically. Like,
okay,
they
yeah,
didn't
sure.
get Baki out, but they did at least have a figure in place to put out instead.
Right, and that's fair.
That's still from that property too, so
yeah, you gotta give them their flowers on that. At least they're still showing up.
They could have pushed everything out, but is it frustrating that it's not the character they said? Yes, but from what we've been told, or what you've been told, that he's only like a week or two out from the Yujiro anyways. So
yeah, so if you head over to like Mr. Lee's Instagram, you can go and look at the comments, because when he revealed the Yujiro figure, a whole bunch of comments have flooded in, like, where's Baki? What about Jack Hanma and things like that? And amongst those replies, he had said that Baki will be coming out in October. At least that is the goal. So we'll have to wait and see. It would be nice to have the Baki figure available at the Wonderfest Shanghai, because that would make me believe it's going to be available at the New York Comic Con. And the reason why I'm bringing up the Wonderfest is because it is a week before the New York Comic Con. And at the New York Comic Con, Storm is going to have Image Anime display their prototypes and sell their new products, as well as having the Storm representative walking around. But at the Wonderfest Shanghai is where you're going to see a booth dedicated to Storm, should they be there, of course, that we saw last year with the announcement of Storm Arena. All right, so we've got Khaled here asking a question. Hi, here questions to find Karen. Yeah, Karen for sure. Sakura, Rose, Guy, Cody. 5 characters in brand new Next Wave 3B next year. Yeah, we're definitely so when it comes to asking the questions and things like that, we're definitely going to be touching on, Street Fighter Alpha, try to ask some questions about that. And I think probably the one character everyone, like, I guess, like, the one female character everyone would be curious about, and, let me know, please, but I would say the one female character from Alpha that everyone would want besides Chun-Li is probably gonna be Sakura. I would feel like Sakura is going to be the one. She definitely needs to, be made.
She's more popular than Mika. I find that hard to believe.
Well, Mika, we know, is going to be made, so it's
Oh,
kinda yeah.
you mean that hasn't been made?
Right,
I don't know. I
yeah.
see a lot about Rose.
Yeah, Rose is cool. Like, I feel like Rose is gonna be like a sick ass character because like her design is pretty sweet as it is. So like, and Storm, the way they've been sculpting their hairs, like with Dan, how Dan's hair is sculpted, Charlie, how his hair is sculpted. Then you look at Rose and how her hair would be sculpted. That's gonna be a sweet figure. We do have a super chat. Thank you, Keaton. Shout out Keaton. Let's say, cause the New York Comic-Con coffee is expensive. Yes, and we love some coffee. So thank you, Keaton. We do have a goal of 10 for the night. Should we hit that goal? I can't confirm. If there is any exclusives at the event, we'll take that, put it towards the exclusive, and try to do a giveaway. So just keep that in mind, of course, for you all, if you'd like. Stone saying Richie.
Wait, who said that?
Stone. He's saying Richie.
Yeah, Stone.
We have Alpha Proto saying Dempsey roll is left right hook combo. Okay, yeah, we just seen that.
I feel like we're super far behind on those chats. We gotta like.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. Oh God, are you able to see the chats and stuff too, or?
I can see it live, but like the ones you're pulling up are from like 15, 20 minutes ago.
All right. So let's just burn through this, everyone. Just hold on. All right, Gusto says Jack Dempsey was a famous American boxer. He also pimped his wife to make ends meet. That's crazy. Topher says, I really hope you're right, M.A.R.S. I'm assuming you're talking about the Akuma. Hopefully so. Keaton says, opinions on that Tenchi Studios Fatal Fury Terry. Yeah, that figure looks good. Soft good looks good. I think just for me, it's a preference. I like this aesthetic of Storm. But who knows? That could potentially be a figure we take a look at in the future. I do know it's a bit expensive, though. It's like $120. So I don't know if I'm that dedicated to Terry. Fatal Fury, by the way, Richie, is of KOF, by the way. So that's what we're talking about here. We have Alpha Proto. I am annoyed we have not seen any more Darkstalkers in the collectibles line. Yeah, we're missing some action for the collectibles line, and we're going to touch on that as well. When is the New York Comic-Con 2025? That is going to be taking place from October 9th until October 12th, and we will be there on the 10th, which is a Friday. Topher says, y'all think BB Hood is going to have soft goods? I really don't see any other way around her look. Who's BB Hood? I'm not sure who that is. 1 second here. We've got Cool Guys. I'm wondering how Storm will do Vince and Mature. Or I'm sorry, Vice and Mature. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with these characters. Are we talking Hajime? Let's see here. Okay, Keaton. This is for you, Richie. Keaton says, Richie, I know you aren't getting the Quinn Lee figure. Just fun. They're doing the torso switch. But
yeah,
also
dude,
moving eyes.
That was like 20 minutes ago he said that.
Oh, is it really 11:30?
I already talked about that like forever ago.
Damn, yeah. I mean, the comments are coming in, so I do appreciate the support, you guys, honestly. Are you on your desktop? You can't see these comments?
No, I can't. I'm trying to like respond to them as I see live, but then you're like pulling up the chat from like as they're actually coming in, like as you're like going in order of like chats.
We're about to go super quick, everybody, so just bear with us here.
Light speed.
Alan says Jack Hanma. I think that's possible. M.A.R.S, can you ask Storm at New York Comic-Con if they plan to make collectibles player 2 and Bison, please? We can definitely do that. I'm gonna hit a star on that as well. Gusto says Lord Raptor as a figure is a must for me. So same goes for Felicia and I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Felicia, I definitely do want to see, though. I feel like she's going to be a badass character and figure to have. We got Stone talking about Blokies. I know about them. Didn't know they were doing a Street Fighter 6. Yeah, so where are those? Yeah. It showed Ryu and Chun-Li. Nothing since. Okay, y'all, the 52 toys. That's the one that's doing the new Street Fighter stuff. Gotcha. Bloki, though. Bloki, I'm just finding out about them. They're doing Pokemon, Superman, all types of shit. So that's cool. Topher says Lord Raptor is going to be figure of the year. Lord Raptor, who is that? Alpha Proto, this is him responding to you. KOF being trash. Alpha doesn't have a wife. Stone says the Quinley figure reminds me of those Thirst Snail shell figures. That's interesting. Alpha, I'm so lonely. Got to play the Akon for you. Stone, of which I own. Okay, so you do have the Snell shell figures. Okay, interesting. I might have to take a look at that later on. Keaton says, I ordered it once I saw the torso and before anyone else announced the Street Fighter Alpha line. Are we talking? Which one are we talking about, Keaton? Stone says, Hustle, don't hype me up. Yeah, man, he's got his tea, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hustle says, tell the wife Armika is just a got wife and they dress for the beach. Okay, yeah. I think that works too. Keaton says X Studio. Okay, the X Studio Akuma. Is that the one you pre-ordered? Stone says Hustle. Laughing. Alpha, do a review of bootlegs and do a giveaway. Yeah, so for me, I'm not quite sure about the bootlegs yet. We just did one on the channel, and that was Resident Evil, believe it or not. And I'm not sure if we're going to circle back around to do another third-party review. If I were to, it probably would be something Resident Evil. I know they've got that Nemesis that's out, so I have to wait and see. Trying to get Stone or Richie back in here. One moment. Let's see. Okay, Richie.
All right, sorry. That should be the last switch.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
You're good. So yeah, Alpha saying, do a review of bootlegs and do a giveaway. What do you think about that?
The what?
Alpha Proto, he's asking, do a review of bootleg figures and then do a giveaway. What do you think about that?
I mean, I don't want to order those things. They're so gross. Those new ones do not look as good as the Zangief. I mean, yeah, we could do that.
All right, there you go, Alpha. And then Topher, you're all talking. Violent Ken is cheap ass bastard to play against.
These are
online.
old too, by the way. These are old ass chats too.
Yeah, I guess I'm just sorry for everyone we're gonna miss. I'm just gonna jump way ahead because you guys are coming in so hard. No Diddy.
Like Stone just said, M.A.R.S do a review of Quinley and give it away, seeming that the chat is interested. Why is it always give it away? Give it away. Damn.
All right, we're jumping on Shadow. So Shadow, welcome in. I see you there, son. I see you. We got Shadow. Please don't make exclusive event figures for Street Fighter Alpha 3. That pisses people who live out of the state. I'm guessing you're saying that like that pisses people off who live out of the states. I totally agree with that sentiment. Will that be the case? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I hope we get an Evil Ryu exclusive. That would be awesome. If they did a Player 2 exclusive, which they are known for doing that, they've done that a lot. They've put out so many variants of different figures. It's unbelievable. I wouldn't be surprised if they were to do a Player 2, but I expect to see an Evil Ryu. Gotta be, bro. 1 year anniversary.
Keaton says the pro guys should stay on the officials. Let the bottom feeders do the review on the bootlegs. Actually, the bootleg was probably one of the best videos that I'd had on the channel in a while. But I did that because I thought it looked like these new ones definitely don't look. I don't know if it's a different company or what's going on, but the Zangief looks like actually like a Storm Collectibles figure. These new ones are decent, but they're not as good as the Zangief. That's for sure. I can already tell just by the pictures.
Yeah, because I remember you putting out that review for Zangief, and it did really good. So that could be that could be a route, a path that
That'd be a
you could take.
perfect question for Storm. Why don't you ever re-release figures?
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. I like what Shadow's thinking here. Yakuza series for Storm Collectibles. That would be crazy, and I think that's something they would, potentially adventure in the future. Let's see. Stone says, "LOL, need that Gogeta. That's at New York Comic Con." Yeah, I definitely want that Gogeta. We're gonna try to review it in Central Park. This is Keaton replying about Quinn Lee. Quinn Lee, is that from like Suicide Squad? Is that what we're talking about?
No, Quinn Lee is that company I told you about that they can't technically, because they don't have the Street Fighter license, they can't call her Chun-Li. So she's called Quinn Lee so they can get away with it.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, what Keaton is saying here, like pro guys should stick to the officials, and then let the bottom feeders review the bootlegs.
Dude,
Like,
a lot of people do, like, I saw a lot of big dudes do that M.A.R.S Toys, which is like the company, the sister, brother, cousin company of CT Toys, do
yeah,
that symbiote Spider-Man. That figure's fire. And that thing sold out like crazy. It's
and
hard to get now.
it's like $20 too, right?
No, no, not anymore. Not with the tariffs and everything. I mean, it's been
Oh,
sold out
okay.
now, so it's closer to like 50 now, 60.
Oh shoot. Well, yeah. I mean, some figures you could just like tell it's gonna be like a community phenomenon, and then like people who probably don't usually review bootlegs will go and do that. You know what I mean? Because they can see like it's like looking at a gold mine. Like, oh, I don't like this character, but I know this figure is going to be successful. Like covering this figure is going to bring in views and shit like that, and they do that, which is to each
Right.
their own.
Everyone has a soft spot for that black suit Spider-Man, and especially the one thing I thought you wait till you get this Wolverine, bro. I've never seen so many people say it's oversized, but everybody's video that I've seen says it's one of the best figures that Marvel Legends has ever put out. Like it doesn't have that. The crazy thing about this Wolverine is it doesn't have like that shiny kind of like cheap looking plastic that most of them have. This thing has like, it feels more on the lines of like, I don't want to say Storm because it's not that, but like, and it's not Jada either because a lot of their plastic's shiny too,
Mhm.
but it feels of really good quality. That I think the one thing that they missed, I just wish they gave us an alternate head sculpt with this one. Like this
Oh
pack
yeah.
didn't get any alternate heads. I would have loved the yelling head sculpt for this thing, but this thing is fire, dude. You're gonna love it when you get it.
Yeah, I'm excited. It should be here any day. We'll do a review on that and see where it goes. But yeah, I've been seeing on like Instagram a lot of collectors are getting it in hand, which is pretty cool. It's cool to get on Instagram and see that like the whole community, they're all starting to get this figure about the same time. That's pretty special, I would say.
Chaos Toys Dark Knight that's in hand now in Hong Kong. I the only one that I've really seen for the Batmans is like the in art for the Dark Knight. Like
Yeah.
everyone's been talking about that one. And then what is it? Looks amazing. It's unreal, meaning real. What's his face? Oh, CT Batman. I don't know. The CT Batman didn't look as good as like the Wolverines and other ones to me. It lacked shading, in my opinion.
Yeah, for me, I'm not too familiar with the CT toys.
He doesn't mess with the booties.
Yeah, I try to keep it authentic, despite I mean, there's the Resident Evil 1, but that's pretty much it, Resident Evil is another story. But
That
yeah,
thing sold out.
let's see. So, okay, so I guess we're all pretty much caught up on the chat. I'm sorry if I did miss you. Just make sure you just comment again, and then we'll get you if I missed you on the first one. So we've got Spaded One saying a matte finish would go a long way towards helping that Legends maximum line. Yeah,
Facts,
man,
man.
I agree. I do agree. Gustov says the LPZ Batman just shipped to me. I saw we got a friend here on the channel who did a review on that, and it looks pretty cool. Looks very interesting. It looks nice and articulated. It looks worth the price, and I do believe those LPZ figures are authentic products, officially licensed products. So hey, who knows? That could be a future
They
on the
kind of look
channel.
like they kind of look like in the same realm of like in art.
Yeah, I could see NR starting like a whole new trend of like trend and motivation for upcoming toy companies and things like that, because you could probably argue like Mezco probably influence NR in some capacity, but like NR is doing 1,000 times better, I would say, than Mezco, and they just started. You know, we've got a whole bunch of figures that come out from NR.
I feel like 5K Toys is where you get all this stuff that people are talking about that are like.
Oh, 5K. And by the way, just in case you're not aware, you can share your screen on your end, just in case you didn't know that.
Oh, I can.
Yeah.
And somebody asked, where can you get exclusives outside of the US that are like, I feel like AliExpress does a pretty good job at getting exclusives that are like US or con specific.
Oh,
Like, there are a lot of
they
Chinese
confirm.
vendors out there that get them.
Yeah, I mean, then there's always the GOAT, the last resort, that of course being eBay. You might have to spend a little bit more, but you can definitely get the exclusives on there.
Yeah.
All right, so the Sun did confirm that LPZ is officially licensed, so that's pretty cool. You know, I'm gonna be keeping my eye out for them. We've got Dark Lucas or Dark Luis in
Do we
here
have some
saying
visuals that we can show them? I feel like they're just watching our little circles talk. Is there some pictures we can get up? Some visuals?
for, let's see.
Anything.
The
Get
only thing
something up here.
I got in mind really is just bam. New York Comic Con. Let's just have this right here.
Yeah, just have that rolling or something. Give them something to look at. Damn.
You see some people out here. You know, we might see that. What's her name? Quinn Lee. Might see Quinn Lee out here somewhere. So yeah, we've got LPZ. You know, in our direct competition from OffX. You know, arguably so. Spada says the NR Batman hit my collection like Woody's Nightmare. I don't want to play with you anymore. That's funny. Let's see. Gusto, positive side of Momoa as Blanca is reducing the cost of special effects. Blanca to Ryu, my man.
Who's the next, like, okay, outside of like the females from Alpha, who would you want to see out of the next like little roadmap that Storm does?
Let's see.
Mine would be Guile for sure, because I want to have like a Storm Arena Guile to go with.
Oh, okay. Are we talking female? Or are we talking just anybody?
Just the male, because you guys everyone's pretty much said that they want Rose, and who's the other one you said?
Sakura.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing we have to, you know, when looking at some males, I guess, or some characters, is that, you know, we have Balrog, so clearly they're not going based off of the original base roster. So we need to look at a roster that has Balrog, like this one here. This is the upper roster. So I would say, if we're talking male, the characters I would like to see would be Cody. I want to see Cody. I want to see Vega. Oh, that would be nice to see Vega, to see how they do Vega. And then if I had to choose one last one, probably, where is he at? I don't even see it. Oh, Sodom, the samurai. He's got the blue helmet. That would probably be my 3.
It's a good 3.
All right, let's see. We've got Alpha saying, yep, I got the player 2 doll scene from AliExpress. It seems like AliExpress is like a good place to go to. I don't have a lot of transactions through them like you all, but it seems like they're pretty legit. And the box was a little dinged up, so I am thinking it was real stock that was not used by Jada because of damage. Interesting.
See, I don't know. I feel like everything I get from them just through shipping ends up being damaged. So I stopped buying through them.
Yeah.
I don't know how they ship it, but it like gets crushed through a conveyor belt along the way. Because I don't know. There are a couple people out there that tell me they get clean packages, and they say it's my carrier, but I don't have any issue with any other carrier other than when I order from AliExpress.
Mhm.
I don't know, Customs is using them in flag football games or something because this thing's come to mauling.
Yeah, they're just throwing it around. Like they see the AliExpress branding, they just throw it against the wall.
Right.
Stone says he wants to see a Storm Dalsim.
I'd love
Yeah,
that. I'd
yeah,
love that. That'd be one of my for sure that I'd want to see.
like anticipated. See how they do like the arms and legs and stuff like that.
I don't even know that they do that. Frankly, I don't even need that. Like, I get that's like his main characteristic, but it's like,
Mhm.
how often are you guys actually displaying him with his long limbs? Like, I think I put it on once and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I never put him back on again.
Yeah, it's a cool gimmick, and I think Jada probably, they did some innovative stuff with that
That
figure.
yeah, no, like props to them for doing that. I don't know. I feel like more people were like upset about the yoga. Like the funny thing is if they had done the yoga flame head with the yoga flame effect outside of the stretchy limbs, people would have been like, they should have gave him stretchy limbs. And then
Mhm.
they go and like the extra mile and give him crazy stretchy limbs like no company's ever done before. And then they're like, where's the yoga flame?
Yeah, right. And then here we got the player two with everything. So that's pretty nice. We've got Cool Guy saying, I want to see Birdie. Spaded say, I want to see Adon, Jen, and Birdie. So we're getting some love for Birdie in the chat. Bobo is back. I'd rather Storm does totally new characters plus one original on every line.
Oh, we did
Uh-huh.
we did so you we were looking at Cammy player 2. I was talking about could Jada like what price would people stop messing with Jada cuz we were looking at Cammy's player 2 is $32.99
Do you
on
have that pulled up
Entertainment
right
Earth.
now?
I
Do you have
no, I can't get it pulled up. Hold on.
But yeah, so $32 for a Jada. I mean, how does that make y'all feel?
No, it gets better than that. So, can I add to it
Oh wait,
to
huh?
the screen or how does
So
that work?
so now you should have like a present an invite. Well, I don't know
Okay.
about invite, but present, and then it'll say share screen.
All right. Okay.
All
So
right, here we go.
pre-order, checkout, continue as guest, whatever. So with Super Saver shipping and everything, this figure, and this isn't even counting tax, it's at $45.94. I think the figure was like $53 when all said and done.
Oh wow,
And it was so it's like holy.
dude, no wonder they haven't put a pre-order up. I mean,
So I don't know if that's their new pricing or if that was just like the one-off, but it's like I don't know that people are gonna start paying like the main thing. I think one of the main things about Jada that people loved was like the price and the speed and the amount that you get. But it's like if these things are going for like $50, then people are gonna be like, nah, I might be good.
well, the Alpha line probably will.
But that's different because I feel like they're upping quality at that point. Like this, they're basically using a storm body to some degree. Like it looks
Right,
exactly
right.
like a storm body. So I mean,
Yeah.
at that point, if the quality's there, then that's different. But we're talking about the quality that they started off with. So I don't know.
All right, we've got Alpha saying, so Sodom is a fake samurai. I did forget about that. Yep. He's an American obsessed with Japanese culture. So that's about like 80% of us in here. All right. So, okay, relatable character. We got to get that figure in hand. Doc Luis, I'm sorry, man. Your comment got ignored. Just if you're still in the chat, comment again. We'll get back to it. We've got Prince saying, not going to lie, Birdie would be interesting to get. I feel the same as well, especially with his chains. I would love to see how they do that. Keaton says female figure roadmap. His would consist of Sakura, Rose, Felicia from Darkstalkers, and then for the male, it's going to be Cody, Guy, and Jen. I like that. That's a good lineup, and I think we're going to see all of these characters probably by the end of next year. If we're being honest, cool guys says like earthquake. Just say it again, says Stone. Daniel, welcome in, Daniel. Thanks for joining us. We've got 30 people currently in the chat. If you have not hit the like button, make sure you do so. Show some support for M.A.R.S, for Richie, for Storm, New York Comic Con. We've got a lot of exciting things to be looking forward to in the weeks to come. Daniel says, for God so loved the world. Okay, here we go. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever so breatheth in him should not perish, but also everlasting life, but have everlasting life. Judge not, least you be judged. Love your neighbor as yourself. Okay, Daniel Evans with some biblical
Dude, you're way
inspiration.
up there again. I think you should like
Damn, the
just read the.
comments.
You should read like the bot, like just read them, and then as like you go through, then like answer them, like the live ones. Because that one's like 20. Well, I don't know how far back, but that one's way up there again.
Hey, like I know this might look bad for you all, and I apologize, but I'm loving it. It does show the support, so I thank you guys for commenting and just really engaging in this live stream with me and Richie. So Hustle says, think about it, for under $30 a figure at Storm Arena. That's phenomenal pricing. We
They're
bought the Storm
not under
Collectible.
$30. Show me where you can get one under $30. I'll buy 5 of them right now.
All right, come on, tell us a website. All right, Doc, I've got you. M.A.R.S, bro. Can you ask Storm Collectibles if they're going to make more? Oh, okay. Street of Rage 4 figures like Shiva and Blaze. Okay, yes. I got a star. I'm gonna put a star between that.
I hate when people
Let's have
say that. That's that stupid Storm website. It says it's $27.99, except Storm doesn't even sell the figures, so you can't get it for that.
Damn. Read Doc's comment. Doc, we got you, bro. I will ask him about Street of Rage. I mean, really, I'm probably gonna have to bring like a poster and have all the IPs posted on the poster, hold that shit up and say, okay, can we just go through here and just check off, like, are we still gonna expect something? I mean, I think I'm gonna do that.
There was one up here that I saw. I think Jada is getting sick of IPs they are getting and competing with other companies. Now Super 7 has Frosty the Snowman. Doesn't matter. I mean, Jada's going to get Frosty out before Super 7 gets theirs out, but I don't know that they really care. I mean, for me, it's like they care about their moneymaker ones that are getting. I don't know that they care about Frosty the Snowman getting duplicated, but I don't know.
That's just like another
what?
That's like more competition for Jada, from Super 7. We're
Is
gonna have to
it
drop the
though? But
video.
it's like they're gonna be well out. They're gonna like the Super 7's not gonna have their Frosty out by this year.
Yeah,
And it's like I don't know. What do you think about that? Because other companies drop same Marvel vs. Capcom, Hasbro is going to do one, and it's going to compare to like no one ever like compares all these other companies, and it's like pick one. It's like you can grab multiple. I feel like people that love the figures are just going to buy all of them.
Right. I mean, I think like when we're talking like competitive and comparisons, like especially for Jada and Storm, I mean, it's just there, bro. It's Street Fighter. Street Fighter is a fighting game.
That's
it's
a competitive
special.
That's a special. So that's like a one-off because I've never even seen that happen before. That
right,
was
and
really bad luck.
And now it's like doubling down when you've got Jada announcing an alpha line. So it's like, yeah, like that is set in stone at this point. There's no looking past that.
Because there's a ton of companies making Street Fighter 6.
So Keaton can confirm that for him to get that Player 2 Cammy, it's $62. I think at retail that figure was like what, $24, $25, something like that.
Why did Ryu's leg fall off? And you skipped that. You didn't mention that the legs were falling off on the arena figures.
What do you mean?
You saw a freaking D Amazing video where the legs were falling off on Ken and Ryu.
Yeah, no, I did talk about that. I was saying how durable the figures are. Like, don't you want that? I mean, I would want a figure where if the leg pops off, I can snap it back into place and there's no issue.
Well, yeah, you would hope it wouldn't break. I would hope I could snap it back on too.
But to be fair, D Amazing, he has a reputation of being very rough with his figures, so that could have also been it as well. Me, I'm delicate, I'm gentle when I'm out there reviewing the figures. I don't know, I'm not sure how deep into it you get with yours, but me, I'm just nice and gentle, bro.
Okay, guys, there's no Storm Arena figure you can get. We're not taking retail price and saying it's under. There's if you go to the store and it says $7.99, it's not like, oh, I walked away with this for $7.99. There's tax. There's no figure even with the tax. You're not like, show me where there's one arena. The retail price is technically under $30, sure, but you're not getting that price. They're shipping. Unless you have a comic book store, you're not getting these figures under $30. There's just not a way. Because they're all, I mean, even like the cheapest one on Big Bad Toy Store comes out to like $37 after everything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the only people I guess who are getting it at retail is probably people who live in Hong Kong.
Or I've heard a couple random people that have said, I have a comic book store that got one in. But even then, I don't see them selling them for base retail like that. I guess you're lucky if they do, but I mean, you're the exception, not the rule. Most people, I would say 98% of people are not going to find an arena figure under $30. Actually, 99% of people will not find one for under 30.
All right, Keaton's calling you out, man. Well, let's see. Keaton's saying, "Come on, Richie." Call. Oh wait, call M.A.R.S out.
I already have. I've already told him this 1,000 times. He can't be nature review. I told him yesterday. I was like, how you would talk in your reviews. Hey guys, it's getting pretty cold out here. I'm gonna cut this one short. Oh guys, the storms are coming. I gotta get inside. I said, no, that's it. You have to be nature reviews. You're out in the elements. They want to see it.
Think of the rain, the snow, everything. All right, listen, I just want to switch gears real quick. So everyone who is still in the chat, we are going to be covering. 1 second, is this going on? We are going to be covering Hajime no Ippo. Okay, I've got a theory. You're gonna want to hear this, and I think we're like the next reveal for any Storm collectible figure. It should be this figure, and I'm gonna tell you why. So here you see this is a coming soon teaser, and we got the pre-order for this figure already. Okay, this is the muscular guys who have like the holes on the top of their head where they shoot the beams out. We'll look at that in just a second, but you can see this is where we got that teaser coming soon. This is another one that we're getting that was coming soon. It was a teaser, and this is Momotaro. We did a pre-order breakdown on that figure. There are 3 other characters yet to be revealed, assuming that that's the way they want to take. The reason why I'm telling you this is because you see these reveals here, or these teasers here. We've got the pre-orders already. The next teaser coming soon is none other than where's he at here? Hajime no Ippo, and it's right up here. 1 second. All right, so here it is. This was a year, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just remind you, the New York Comic-Con is taking place October 9th to the 12th. This figure was revealed a day before the New York Comic-Con last year. Well, I guess it hasn't been a year because the New York Comic-Con last year took place October 17th or something like that. But what I'm trying to get at is that this year's New York Comic-Con, this figure will be there on display. The writing is on the wall. It's been a year since the teaser. It's going to be on display. Whether it's the New York Comic-Con or Wonderfest Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, we will see this figure next month in October. And that's all I got for you on that one. Any
do you think the legs look weird? Like the pants
for
Yujiro and the white suit guy towards the top upper thigh? It's like a weird cut.
Let me see for the arena line.
I can do a.
Okay, let's see it. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna see that figure. New York Comic-Con, Shanghai. That figure will be on display. If not, we know we've got Supersonic 64. He said he will personally promote that that teaser so we can get that reveal himself.
Where is it?
All right, yeah. Thank you guys again for the comments. You guys are really killing it, showing up tonight, showing the support on a Monday. I am loving it. We've got Alpha saying the good thing about the Oppo figures is they can recycle the body molds for other figures. Yeah, that's true. Just give them different gear. Absolutely.
Sorry, just 1 second. I'm gonna
See.
get a picture.
Are we looking for the Alpha Yujiro?
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Well,
that white suit guy. I don't know his name.
Oh, okay, I got you. So I just want to show this is that teaser we got, way back. We now have the pre-order for that figure. Then we got the teaser for Momotaro, which is right here. Okay. And then the last coming soon teaser that we've gotten from Storm in this order is the Hajime no Oppo. So I'm assuming, like I said, we're going to see that figure at this year's New York Comic Con. Now, going back to Storm, Arena, Yujiro, and Hanayama. Hanayama should be. Oh, okay. We're on Storm Collectibles, so that's not going to be here. Hold on. Storm Arena. So we're talking Yujiro Hanma. Okay, so here's Hanayama. So what were you saying with him?
Flying here, driving me nuts.
Okay, Richie's battling a fly. So we're going to let him. Hey, I know the challenge. All right, we got Stone saying Storm can kiss my backside with that crap. Rubbish. Okay, isn't it? We got the rubbish going on. Storm is rubbish right now. This chat is going excellent, isn't it? Out here. We've got Prince saying, I think the Hajime no Oppo line would benefit a lot more being in the Storm Arena line rather than the normal Storm collectible line.
I would ask them that. That would be one of the main questions on if they feel like that they've struck gold with Storm Arena and feel like they'll eventually discontinue collectibles.
I think I think they could if they wanted to. If they were to say like, yeah, we're gonna eventually stop
Of course
collectibles.
they could, but I'd wonder if they'd drop that if they felt like there's a means to an end with the collectibles line.
No, I mean the collectibles line could cater towards those who like the more secret or like niche anime, like Fist of the North Star, Hajime no Oppo, like Space Pirate Cobra. Like keep it to that genre when we're talking Storm collectibles, like them, like really like almost ancient animes and mangas. And then for Storm Arena, appeal to the new audience, appeal to everyone like that. Baki's trending, Street Fighter's great, and all these other things are nice. So,
what would you do if they announced not a new property but a new game? What if they announced Street Fighter Ultra?
If they announce Street Fighter Ultra, then like Jada should just put their head down. Like they're in the locker room with their head down.
Because yeah, but Jada already has all their figures out. They don't have to do anything with that.
Well, I'm just saying because if that happens, they will never get away from the comparison between Storm Arena Ultra and then Jada Ultra. Like they'll be walking down the street and getting a comparison. You know what I mean? So it's like hopefully it doesn't come to that. I feel like if Storm does that, it's like, yeah, I know you're doing it for the fans.
That property is the only reason I say that.
Yeah, so like if they were to do that, everyone would love it.
All the main properties that they already have in their big scale, they've brought down to Arena. The only one they haven't is Ultra.
Yeah, that's true. Christian saying, I guess I'm mispronouncing the Hajime no Oppo. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, but hey, bro, at least you know what I'm talking about. So I'm glad, and I really do think the figure is going to be shown at this year's New York Comic Con or Wonderfest. Wonderfest is going to happen much earlier, so we'll be covering that when that takes place. Hustle is saying that T-Hawk made it to pre-order. Hager is next. Oh yeah, Hager. We still got the final fight figure, so there are some pre-orders to keep our eyes open for. Alpha says, yeah, that game is flying bodybuilders. Yeah, it was marketed to the very niche. I was surprised they got figures. Okay,
yeah, I don't know how those figures are. I mean, That's crazy. 2 dudes in like the skimpiest speedos I've ever seen. I don't
Yeah.
know what the.
I mean,
and it's not even. There's not even anything crazy about them. They're just dudes.
right. Like it fits Storm like stylization, you know, the big muscles and like the definition, all that stuff. So I think like that's like playing in their ballpark. And like you said, like it's a very niche property. So keep the collectibles line like that, and then the Storm Arena appeal to a broader audience. That would be my advice to them.
Yeah.
Alpha says, why stop collectibles when they are 100 plus figures, $100 plus figures?
I mean, that it makes sense. Like they don't have to stop. Clearly they've slowed down on the collectibles line, but it's like they have to make money on the ones that they're selling too. So it's like if they sell too niche of characters, it's like, are they really even worth the investment?
Mm-hmm. So that's what's saying I can't unsee the Tamashi thigh swivel. So we're talking. This is Hanayama. This was the guy in the white suit you were talking about. Now, what were you saying? Like the pants look kind of weird.
Oh, hold on one sec. I'm on the. Yeah, look at the right below the pockets, like that weird, like outer.
Oh, you talking about like right here?
Yeah, no, lower, up, higher, right there,
Like
like
right
right by
beside.
his fist.
Yeah. So that's like for the thigh swivel.
That looks terrible.
Yeah. That is a similar design to the Tamashi Nation. So I agree with you on that one. Hustle.
And I think Hanma has that, but it's not as bad as this one.
So Lucas says, or sorry, Dark Luis says, wasn't Storm Collectibles supposed to make a Fist of the North Star figure at one point? Yes, they were supposed to, and I think we did get Zoo. So they actually had the figure for the 12-inch line, but hopefully we'll get it for Storm Collectibles. I mean, and that's another thing, like Fist of the North Star. A lot of people want to see that from Collectibles, and that's what I'm saying. You know, the Collectibles, it does have an audience, and they just need to focus on that audience now.
I'm glad Prince Leo. I say that and people throw a shit fit. He says Jade is having a mediocre season, even though they put out their best figures to date, arguably in the Blanca and Sagat and Vega. That's factual, but this has been a mediocre year for Jada for sure. At least in my opinion. I mean, granted, there's still we can't really judge Storm's or Jada's year. We have to remember that until January 1st. We can sit down, look back at the year, because that's the cutoff. That's the finish line. January 1st, 2026, whatever's out is out. I'm not counting pre-orders, whatever is in people's hands. And I'm not counting. Do we count retail? Like, are you counting at the end of the year? Like, say you can get like Sagat through Hong Kong, but it's not releasing through Big Bad Toy Store. Are you still going to count that?
Oh, as like a release?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Because there's a lot of people, I put that out there if it counts as a release, if you can't get it through a US retailer. And a lot of people were saying it doesn't count unless it's like actually available to the masses.
Well, I think like for me, I'm kind of like in a different predicament because of the fact that the figures I review on these channel have always been imported. You know, it's very rare that I've reviewed a channel or a figure that I picked up in a store or got domestically. So that's just like for me, like the way I think about it is like, well, if it's available on the planet and I can get it, you know, relatively soon, I can go and buy it and it'll be here by the end of the month type stuff, then like, yeah, I would consider that as being out.
Yeah, because you got to think like a lot of people buy from like Ami and like these foreign websites anyway. So I guess if you can get it, it does count as a release. I would count it.
All right, so we got Keaton says M.A.R.S, come on, call Richie out for his hatred of Banana Ryu as a term. Banana Ryu. That's a new one for me.
I forget what the context was of that, but I think it was like the yellow. There was something with the yellow Ryu, and they were calling him Banana Ryu.
Banana Ryu, damn. That Oppo slander is crazy. The series is still going on. Yeah, that's crazy because I've seen that. Like, I think it came out in 2014, and they were saying like a new season supposed to be coming or something like that. I definitely need to check it out. Let's see, where are we at here? Star Screamer says June said there will be a couple more Street Fighter 2 P2s this year. Which ones?
Well, yeah. Oh, player 2s.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. They're so, and that's the thing is they're like releasing some of the older characters. It's like the only ones I'm really interested in and play it. Like we just got another M Bison player 2. It's like I don't want any more like the older figures. I want like them to start doing player 2s of like the newer ones, like the ones this year. We got Fei Long, who's wave 1,
Sagat.
and then we did get, was Blue Guile this year? I guess he was.
Yeah.
Year. So that was a good one. But then it's like Cammy. It's like I want to see Sagat and Blanca in a player 2, and Dulcie. I guess they've done. I'm shocked they haven't done more Ryu and Ken player 2s. Like I thought they would just be pumping out player 2s for all sorts of different colors for those two, but they only did the one through Palmart for Ryu and the White Gi Ken for. I mean, if you count their Violet and Evil versions, but
yeah,
I would have thought they would have started pumping more different colored ones of them out.
I mean, I just want to see the Akuma pre-order. Like where are those pre-orders at, man? Like Akuma, E Honda, Balrog. It's gonna be crazy for for Storm to potentially have 2 of those figures on display at the New York Comic-Con, and we're not even getting a pre-order for Akuma and Balrog, even though we've seen these figures. And I think that's where like Jada might have messed up, was revealing the whole roster of characters like so early. Like, yeah, I get that they were going for the promise of completing the roster, and they're on track to doing that. But it's like you've taken away any hype outside of pre-orders when it comes to cons. All right, Stone is talking to Bobo. We got Sun saying yes, it does count if the figure is available on the world. Let's see. Imagine a Storm collectible Star Platinum. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many different directions Storm can go into. Like quite literally, the world is theirs right now. Imagine, yeah, Storm Arena made Resident Evil figures. I feel like a Jill Valentine would be perfect for Storm Arena. Bottom line, if Arena is released in the world, it's officially released. Yeah, that's how I see it. I mean, I think everyone should see that. See it like that. Cool guy says, sorry, got excited. Alpha. No, the Oppo manga has been going on since Mike Tyson was a heavyweight champ. Oh, shit. So it's been going on for a minute then. Storm should only do the first 3 parts, though. Cool guy, unless they get better at doing characters who don't have huge muscles. Bobo says pre-order the Akuma and E Honda is up here in Indonesia. Oh shit! You hear that? You see that? Can we get a website?
P.O. Akuma? What's P.O.?
Pre-order.
Oh, I mean, there's tons of sites out there that are like you can pre-order them, just like on AliExpress and stuff, like or eBay. You can find the pre-orders for them once they come in, but it's like until you get that official pre-order,
right?
Like they don't have like that. Have like they're just putting up a pre-order for when they get them. Like they don't have a release date for them. Or they might have like an estimated, but until we don't have like the promotional shots, I'm not counting it as an official pre-order until I have promotional shots along with it.
Right. That's like, for an example, going ahead and putting up a pre-order for Storm Arena Akuma.
Yeah, like it's coming.
The same concept.
Yeah, you can buy it right now. It's $35.
Right. Now, by the time it comes out,
down. Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be more.
Anyone can do that. They just, I don't know.
All right, so Keaton is saying, I remember you predicting pretty much like DJ. That was like one of your picks for the next player 2.
Exactly, Stone.
So you're saying DJ Green player 2 and then Sagat White. Okay.
The Grail
you-
from the Storm, the white sagat,
Oh, that's that one. The white and red pants.
the Grail. I had to sell the Grail. I hate that. I hate that so bad.
It's okay. I'm sure you came up pretty good. All right.
Well, I
Sun
did.
says.
I'll buy it back eventually.
There you go. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll get that Ultra 2 Storm Arena Sagat sometime.
That'd be, dude. If they did that, I wouldn't even need them anymore.
I think if honestly, if I'm Jada, I'm putting out a Sagat exclusive with purple and yellow trunks. Why not? But so as far as pre-order this week,
Capcom would stop them, right?
I don't know what's going on with Capcom. I feel like that should also be a question too. Like, how much liberty does Capcom have over their creative process?
Yeah,
how
that
does
would be
work?
how much does Capcom play a role in your guys's what you can and can't do?
Mm-hmm. Son, I do think there
Jada's
will
gonna
be
get
a
their
pre-order
now,
again this Friday for Storm Arena.
if not sooner.
Yeah, exactly. It could be Friday. So Hustle SM says it's not 35. Remember taxes and shipping. Yep. Keen says surprised that Jada Toys UK hasn't got an exclusive. Oh, that'd be cool. And then Star Screamer says Sagat
For
and red
UK.
ink shorts. Yeah, Blanca, the blue and yellow Blanca, bro. No, thank you.
Dude, I hate Blanca's P2s. They're all ugly. The yellow and blue and the blue and yellow are
that
gnarly.
one from Storm Collectibles, dude. No way. I've heard the figure itself is really good, but that color
the figure
scheme
itself is fire, but
Mhm.
no, that color scheme is no bueno.
Keaton says only Gal and Cammy are currently released in Smith Toys superstores in the UK. I mean, I think Jada did make a post earlier today, and it was just it was a Street Fighter post, but
About what?
it was nothing crazy. It was Jada.
I don't know.
Or
I heard Storm was getting crap for not having this Zangief out yet. This Street Fighter 6 one.
Oh, is it not out yet for here in the States?
Mm-mm.
Shit. I bet you people who ordered directly probably got it.
Well, yeah, but it's that's where I would say that. I'd say, when's your deal done with Big Bad Toy Store?
Yeah, I got to move away from them
because they still don't have anything. It's crazy.
I don't know, man. Jada dropping this final boss energy. I mean, it makes me want to speculate. Are we getting a Jada pre-order this week?
They need.
Am I reaching? They need something. Even if it's Invincible, bro. It could be Invincible. We need a wow moment.
Damn, anything. And not Frosty the Snowman. I'm not counting that.
Mm-hmm.
They just
yes, I wouldn't charge you shipping.
Come on, they just dropped Frosty. They're doing fine.
Yeah, no, it's just crazy. I thought the whole idea behind the Frosty was pretty cool, but it's not something I would go out and get. If they were to send it to me, sure, I'll review it when it's snowing outside. But apart from that, Star Screamer says I have the Storm Player 2 Blanca on display and love it. Damn, okay, I see you. So far, my favorite release from Storm. Why don't you guys like it? LOL. I just don't like because of the color scheme.
Yeah, I don't like the color. I love I have the original one, the green and orange. That one's fire. But yeah, the yellow and blue is just I'm not into the color.
Mm-hmm. So Stone says, I wanted to be surprised. Let's just say, let's hope a new pre-order will drop on September.
They do have it in stock. When is M.A.R.S doing the review?
Oh, who they have in stock for which one?
Big Bad has that Street Fighter 6 Zangief now in stock from Storm.
Hey, there you go. See, look, things are starting to ramp up. For me, here on the channel, I don't know, we did the review, Luke, Street Fighter 6, and it was phenomenal. It did great. We did have the Ryu. I never got around to do a review for that. I don't think I'm gonna go deep into the Street Fighter line because I don't know if I necessarily like the character designs. I got the Luke because that was my main character when playing Street Fighter 6. Like that was my main, right? So for me, it made sense to get Luke. For Ryu, I got Ryu because he does have a pretty cool design, but overall, I don't think I really like the Street Fighter character designs that much.
People are wanting to know when you're doing that Earthquake review. They've been chanting Earthquake.
When we get a 9.8 magnitude earthquake somewhere in the world, I'll do an earthquake review.
Oh, come on. They want it. They need it.
Oh, shoot.
Thing's epic.
Let me see so Jada's saying, or no, we got Prince saying Jada needs MVP drops back to back to get the momentum back to where it was last year. Yeah, well, we know nothing crazy is going to happen because they're not even coming to the New York Comic-Con unless they're going to take next month to plan out pre-orders throughout the whole month.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's been a downer year for Jada. I don't care what people say. I know that's hurts the Jada. Like, I love Jada. Like, I know it sounds like I don't because I've been like, but it's like it's been a storm year, unfortunately. Like, Jada has not done anything spectacular out of, if anything, they've gotten slower. They're not going to New York Comic-Con. They don't have anything to show off or give us updates there.
Right.
So it's like they did get out some good figures though this year. I love the Vega. I think Sagat ended up being a little bit underwhelming from what I like. I think it needed a little. I love the Blanca, love the Vega. Sagat kind of ended up being a little bit less than what I was hoping for, but I mean, they still have had a decent year. I mean, if I had to rate them right now on a 1 to 10, they're probably at like a 7.3 because they did get out 2 exclusives for. I'm not going to give them shit for not showing up to New York Comic-Con when Storm didn't show up to San Diego.
Yeah, but Storm did show up to Anime Expo, which was the same month and the same one relatively close location.
Yeah, but a lot of people would argue that New York is like not as big as San Diego.
And that's why I'm thinking, like, what better place to make your home for your big announcements than the New York Comic-Con? Because everyone's going to San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, Jada lives like Jada HQ is like down the street from the con, probably, right? From the convention area. So it's like more. So clearly, like for Jada, it makes more sense for Jada to have their big reveals at the San Diego Comic-Con as opposed to across the states at the New York Comic-Con, where, like you said, it's not as popular and it's so far away from home. But for Storm, imagine if they would have been there this year at the New York Comic-Con and showed off some reveals. Like, June probably would be even more upset. So by Storm going to the New York Comic-Con and that being their place, I am totally fine with that. I love that. It's on my side of the world, and I would love for them to make that an official home.
That's a great question. How many questions do you have noted so far?
So far, I've got 6 questions. So this is when we can. Yeah, I've got 6 so far.
We've been pumping them out, and you wrote down 6?
Yeah, but this, now that we've kind of like got everything off our chest and the chat is now at 35 people, make sure you hit that like button and drop your comment, your questions, because now we're going to start starring these up. Okay, we need to find like some really good questions, some questions that are gonna get us answers. We don't want to ask questions that are going to be like maybe, no, like, no, we want to ask questions that we're going to get answers to. So we have to be very careful what we ask, so we're getting answers, not just like a one word simple like no or maybe or whatever. So let's start doing that now, everyone. So let's do it. We're going to start now. So if you've been in here so far, thank you for staying this long. If you're just coming in, make sure you have those questions ready. Same for you, Richie. If you have any questions that you want to doubt down. So we're going to start it off right here. You forgot to note them down.
What? No, I know mine.
Do you? Oh no, I was reading the
Oh,
comments.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I would love to see Storm do Fist of the North Stars as part of the arena line. Yeah, I think that would probably be down the line. I think there's like too many. There's more popular IPs for them to tackle first before they get to that IP.
Oh yeah, don't forget to ask the standard question. If you could have any license in the world, what one would it be? Wouldn't
Right.
be a true reviewer. You didn't ask that one.
Exactly. All right, Alpha says 35 people. That's the size of a LA classroom. Yeah, that's it. We're in here. We're getting we're handing out some lessons.
I
Well,
would say, is
guys,
there anything that particularly slows down your shipping to the United States compared to other places?
will someone please type that in the chat so I can star that? That's a good question. But Cool Guy also has another one here. We're gonna star this one too. It says, "Could you ask Storm if we'll be getting deluxe figures similar to Jada?" That's a good question. So definitely we're gonna do that.
Ask them how bad if they hated their relationship with Big Bad Toy Store.
Right. Is it even there? Because when I emailed BBTS, like they were excited. Like, yes, we are proud to say that we have an exclusive deal with Storm. So I was like, oh my God. Hustle.
Does
All right.
signing that Big Bad Toy Store contract keep you up at night?
Yeah. How big was the paycheck? Storm's Sun says probably won't mention another company. Yeah.
No, they don't, and that's what I think. I think I've told you that before. Like they would never address a company by name. Like even June was like, due to market similarities. Like that's just like standard PR. You don't mention other companies directly by name, typically.
Yeah, typically, but you know, we're talking about a company from Hong Kong. You know, they may come over here. I just want to see like the first impression. You know, what's the first
Yeah.
impression going to be like?
Oh, God. I
All
don't
right,
know.
let's see. Sony Butcher. Okay, we got Doc saying, "What other Capcom fighting franchise are you going to make figures of?"
That's a
Yeah,
good one right there by Tic
yeah.
Tac. Had Storm been planning the arena line for a while? What inspired Storm to start the arena line?
Yo, yes, exactly. Yeah, I think that's like number one. Like finding out
How
the
long have they been
motivation.
working on arena? Like
Yeah,
when was the idea hatched?
I mean, we're definitely going to ask them about like. I mean, they have to have an opinion on Jada. I mean, I would assume, right?
I don't know. I
All
feel
right,
like any questions like that are like asking about companies by name.
and then it's also like another thing to keep in mind, everyone, is that should we, be in a position to where we do get to do an interview, it's all about like first impressions and that like, having like professional questions, things that aren't going to tick them off or make them feel on edge. It's going to be like very, uh, it's going to be like a weird environment to be in, I would say, just because like it has to be kind of precise and you want to have that good impression for future interviews potentially and things like that. So, um, obviously, I'm not gonna come up there and say like, yeah, like how do you feel whipping Jada's ass? Like you guys fucking rock them. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that. But now, if he gives me the vibe that he's like that, then sure, sure. If he or she gives that energy, then yeah, we'll definitely jump on that. If I
Where does
sense that at all.
McFarlane fit into all this? They don't. They're out of the conversation. They're not even in the same scale.
Let's see. Remember you opening question something to prepare them for your energy. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Opening
Tic
question.
Tac. I don't know why I keep want to call them Tic Tac, but for sure they're gonna bring out more properties. I don't know how
Yeah.
many more they need to though. They're having a hard time keeping up with all the ones they have now. They haven't even announced Darkstalkers yet.
Let's see.
Baby step. Let them get caught up with the stuff they have now, and then we add one.
Okay, so Keaton's asking about the flight stand. Are you talking about the flight stand that comes with the Storm Arena? I don't know about you all, but for me, I think it's perfect. Like I don't have any struggles
I
with
don't
those
like the V
stands.
thing. I'm not a big fan of the stand. Like it's cool. It's more sturdy than the one McFarlane or the one that Hasbro gave us, but like I don't like that V thing.
And it's better than what they had before. Like those standard Storm collectible stands were like terrible, dude. I have some in my basement and like I would go to open the claw and it would just break. So I'm like, when we got these new stands for the arena line, for me it's perfect because you just pose a figure, and then you put the V onto the figure and you put it onto the stand, and it's like there it is. So
Yeah.
I personally don't mind. I don't mind it at all. Maybe if you're doing like photography and you need to like edit that out, it could be troublesome. But for the most part, I don't have any issues. And like the black metal bar piece, I don't even use that. I just keep it with the plastic.
Right.
Cool guy says, I mean, McFarlane scales with the Storm Collectibles MK line. That is true. I mean, they're both 7-inch. Oh, let's see. Stan is ass. There you go. Just shine it on it. All right, so we've got Star Screamer for Storm questions. Street Fighter Collectibles line. Any player twos, or are they planning to finish the line? Yep, definitely that. I feel like that's like one of the. I would say like the top 3 questions would be, where did like the Storm Arena influence come from? How long have you been working on that? So we'll keep that as one. The second one is going to be like, what is the future of Storm Collectibles, like the line itself? Like, are you going to go towards more niche properties? Are you going to try to manage both Storm Arena and Storm Collectibles, both sharing the same IPs, like you're kind of doing right now? Those would be like the big ones. And then
Do they still market it as a 1/12 scale? I feel like they took that off a lot of their packaging.
let's see. I haven't. No,
I know some of the older figures did, but I don't think they've marketed it as that
even
for a
on their
while.
website, they don't have it marketed as 112. They have it now as an action figure. And then their Storm Arenas are obviously they're 112th, but yeah, I think, and that was always like misleading because you would have the Storm Collectible 7-inch, but on the box it would say 112. So
It's just Big Bad Toy Store that I think still has that maybe up, but I don't think Storm recognizes that as 1/12 anymore.
yeah, they're just like doing their own thing. Let's see.
You ask BBTS to fix it.
Ask them, why do you still market? Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, no, they don't do that anymore. Yeah. Okay, so
Big Bad Toy Store. They're saying Big Bad Toy Store still markets them as 1/12, so they're asking them if they can talk. Dude, you got to bring up Big Bad Toy Store. They're not going to say anything bad about them, so that's a waste of a question because they're not going to be like, "Oh, fuck, it sucks. We hate it with the."
Well, I mean, we could definitely ask them, like, what's the I guess, like, how long is like this
I would say,
exclusive
are
deal
they
gonna go
planning
on?
to after their deal with Big Bad Toy Store, whenever that is, are they planning to expand into more retail, something like that? Because they're not going to say, "Oh, we hate it with them. We can't wait to get out."
I'm over here like looking for like a BBTS representative. Like, come here, bro. We gotta talk. We need to sit down and all of us talk. Or y'all talk. I'll just watch. All right. Prince says, ask how could potential shipping costs affect prices on figures. The thing is that like with the Dopo Orochi figure, we just got that shipped to us here, and in total we paid the 120, 85 for the figure, 35 for shipping. So I mean, if at 35 they're able to ship the figures to us still, and we can still get it early, I mean, and there's no difference really, it's a win. Ever since tariffs and things like that, I haven't seen a Storm Collectibles pre-order go up and it's more than like that $85, $90. There hasn't been one to hit $100. But when you look at SH Figuarts, all of their figures are like suddenly $100. You're not getting that with Storm. So that's pretty nice. And I also want to touch on the fact too that it's so crazy how the pendulum swings, man, because this year, like I said, we're potentially going to have a Storm representative. All of like the right moves Jada performed these past year, Storm is coming in, and it looks like they're trying to replicate that. They're trying to do exactly what they did. They saw how successful it made them, and now they're trying to capitalize it with their own twist on it. So yes, if we do have a Storm representative for the first time ever who is able to stand there and answer questions, I mean, that's a huge indicator of the impact Jada had on Storm.
Hey, I have to take off. I'll be in the chat, like chatting, but I can't, I gotta hop off the mic, unfortunately. I appreciate you having me on though.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, we're still heading strong. We've got 33 people in here.
Sweet.
And
I'll be in the chat talking and stuff. I gotta bounce off the mic, but yeah,
yep.
we'll be streaming together soon. So
Yep. All right. Until next time. See you
all
Rich
right,
in the
later, dude.
chat. Later. All right. So yeah, so let's look at some more questions here. Just lost sight. Here we go. Bobo asks if they have the Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, Jill, Nemesis, all of that. Yeah, definitely want to do that. But though I'm not sure if it would be under the Marvel vs. Capcom license, or I'm not sure how that would work. So hopefully they would answer that because I would love to get any insight on that. Keaton says the Storm Arena branding I got with my kin. All right. Doc Luis is back again. We'll star this one here for you. You've seen those Game Reverse figures by Tamashii Nations. If you had the license to Marvel vs. Capcom, what characters would you want to make figures of? Okay, yeah, I like that. And that's a good question too, because that's not really like a yes or no question. So I like that. Tell them I love them. Yeah. We've got all the people in the chat. They love you. SH figure art prices are so bad right now. Yeah, I mean, you've seen like the prices for Spider-Man, for Cyclops, they're all over like $100. So very excited to be getting those figures, but very expensive at the same time. Very excited, very expensive. Let's see, those JoJo figures, same price as super action figure statues. They got like no paint. Yep, I know. Ask Storm how many IPs they hold. That's a good one. Richie Figs later, buddy. Son, ask this. When deciding the next roster set of figures, what are you looking for? That's a good question. Prince, Tamashii Nations is probably going to have a good 2026 if I were to predict things. I agree, especially like the first month. You know, you got the Toji Fushiguro figure coming out. Very excited for that one. Hustle. That's still sharpening. Still, Jada gave Storm a kick to the right direction. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you all got some more questions, let's have them come in. We're gonna stay live for about 15 more minutes, and what I want to do is go through these, look and see where are like the better questions that we'll get some decent answers to, and then believe it or not, we will be going live probably the day before the con. So we're gonna get in New York on a Thursday. We'll probably do a live stream. It may not be the whole desktop and everything like that, or laptop. It may just be on my cell phone, but just to pretty much connect with you all and say, okay, like where we're at, where are we at with the questions. That Thursday, Storm will already be there. Image Anime will already be there setting up the booth. So I'm sure we'll have some insight as to what is going on. I'm sure we'll see some, with Thursday being preview night, I'm sure we'll already see the prototypes on the flood in. We'll cover that on that Thursday night during a live stream, heading into Friday where we'll be at the event, of course, hopefully getting some questions answered. Proto says, why do I love Zangief so much? Yeah, that's another good one, honestly. That makes sense. Chat, Keaton really did a Storm Arena logo display. What the fuck? Oh, okay. So Keaton, that's that acrylic stand or the acrylic sign that you made that one. That's pretty cool with his skin. The only Storm Collectibles figures I want is Mortal Kombat 3 Shiva. It's just 150 from BBTS. That's pretty expensive though. Like Shiva, I don't know if I would spend that much for Shiva. That's like if I'm gonna do an Earthquake review, do I get Earthquake or Shiva? No, Richie says, I didn't realize New York Comic Con was so early in October. I thought it was later, like the 22nd. No, it's very soon. And again, don't forget, we have the Wonder Festival that is taking place the first week of October. So that's like what, 2 weeks away? About 2 or 3 weeks away. Very close. Not gonna lie, I think it's way too late to make good Bleach figures for it to sell well. Yeah, the Bleach figures, we actually did a review of the Ichigo first release, and it was a pretty cool figure. I didn't mind the legs or how the pants were done. I thought the articulation was fine. it was a pretty solid figure. But as far as me liking the character itself, I'm not that familiar with Bleach. The figure itself, though, I didn't have an issue with. I thought it was pretty good. I think I gave it like a 6 or like a 8.6 out of 10 or something like that. Richie says, I heard she had QC issues. I would imagine so. With it being a Storm collectible figure and it having 4 arms, definitely sounds like a squeaky mess. Someone said, Richie Faye, catch you soon, my dude. Keaton said, I didn't make the nameplate. It was in the box with Ken. Oh, cool. So the company you got it from had that in there. That's awesome. Because those acrylic Storm Arena stands, like you can see them on display during like the Anime Expo. You could see it on display. So that's pretty cool. Keaton says, Keaton, it's cool, bro. I know people aren't getting what you're telling them. Someone else got to pick up the Bleach line, please. Maybe, what was that one that we were talking about? Bloki earlier? Bloki, they're doing the Superman, and they're doing some other stuff too. Pokemon, they might pick up Bleach. I don't know. Or Jazz Wars. Now, if Jazz Wars does it, I wouldn't expect a crazy good figure. It's going to be sufficient, but nothing too crazy. Lucky you, bro. When we getting Yujiro? Well, Yujiro should be arriving by the end of September. So here on the channel, we're going to have that nature figure review of the Storm Arena Yujiro Hanma out most definitely before the New York Comic-Con, hopefully before October, so that going into that first week of October, we can dedicate all of our energy and time to the Wonder Festival over in Shanghai, should Storm be there, and then we'll have to go from there. Someone says, never. All right, Taka Toys, or Tok Toys says, what was Storm's strategy to start? What was Storm's strategy to start Arena Street Fighter line with Alpha 3 figures? Okay, we have that as well. All right, so we've got 24 questions here started on the side. So we're making some great progress with the questions. Prince says, let McFarlane get the Bleach line. He would probably just reuse his Batman bulk on the bodies. I thought they had Bleach already, McFarlane. I forgot all about that. They already had the Bleach line because they introduced like a soft good coat for Ichigo, and I think it was the Frost guy too. Those might have been the only 2 figures we got. So yeah, we're giving some big dick energy tactics out here. Son, you might have to pick the best questions out of those, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Probably doing that. And then I personally haven't sat down to like brainstorm any of my own questions. So I still needed to do that. And then, of course, reference what Richie might have. And then, we have this as well. So we've got some things to look forward to. And remember, this is not, unfortunately, it's not confirmed. However, it is hinted at we're going to have a possibility for an interview. And hell, even if it's not me, hopefully someone at the event will get an interview with the Storm Collectibles representative. It's not confirmed they are going to be there on the Friday. We will be there, though I do expect they will be there because Friday, it's a staple. It's where they make all of their announcements. At least they have been doing that for the past year. However, should it be on a Saturday, I'm sure there will be some other content creators who will be at the event and we'll get that interview with Storm Arena, Storm Collectibles. Ask Storm, do they plan on making anything outside of video games, possibly movie hero releases? That would be pretty cool. I got carried away talking so much crap today. LOL. Sorry, chat. No, you're good. You're good. Jose is in the chat. Welcome in, Jose. You guys doing your thing. I'm here for it. My Arena Yujiro just shipped from China. Super hyped for that figure. Hopefully Baki gets released by this week or the end of the next week. Yeah, super excited for you also for having that figure. Clearly, thank you for supporting the line. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. And yeah, hopefully by next week, we'll get some information regarding Baki, and hopefully that figure will be available at the New York Comic-Con. I think that would be a huge win for Storm. If they get the Baki figure out this year regardless, that's a huge win for Storm. though it is strange they set the release date for Q3. It's almost as if they knew this was going to happen. Keaton says, gotta say the best color Ryu from Jada is the pale skin tone, player 2, gray and blue. Yeah, I think the same thing. I forgot McFarlane dabbles in anime. Yeah, they just revealed like the new Demon Slayer, the Win Hashira. We have a review on the channel of him, the Buzz Mod one. What was his name? Sonomy. All right, so we got Sun saying M.A.R.S. If there's a New York Comic Con exclusive, get me one. I'll buy it. Yeah, for sure. Like, if I'm in a position to where I can do that, yeah, I got you for sure. And then, of course, you know, maybe a giveaway. Maybe can't confirm on that yet, but we'll have to wait and see. Definitely the New York Comic Con exclusives. If you're not following me on Instagram, we do have the handles down here. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. TikTok really doesn't matter, but Instagram definitely. If you want to have like behind the scene looks with my stories and things like that. Obviously, if I'm on Instagram, if I'm at the event, I'll be posting, and you can kind of have updates, and you can message me directly, and we could possibly get that exclusive for any of you all out there. To think he had made My Hero Academia for a while. That's crazy. McFarlane's been everywhere. If it's for Street Fighter, I got you. I got you. Can't wait for that review. Thank you. Wait, I remember McFarlane did that Invincible Girl. Oh, they did? That's crazy. Yeah, he's everywhere. If only he had better sculpting and better plastic, man. McFarlane would be on top of the world. Ask Storm if they are concerned about the bootlegs like CT or Mess Toys. Oh, that's a good one. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, because I hope they say they're going to sue them, because honestly, like some of these companies should, especially when we're talking like Dragon Ball Z. You know, those licenses that we're paying for, it's going to like the creator and I believe like his family, right? So Akira Tomiyama, whatever his name is. So like those type of things, it does matter. I know as a consumer, you're probably not thinking about it, but at the bigger picture of it all is like, imagine if you were the creator of Dragon Ball Z and you're having these figures that are officially licensed and they're selling and you're getting your royalties or whatever it is. But then you have another company coming in, like stealing your idea, stealing like your blueprints and making the figures under a different name and getting 100% profit. Like, yeah, you're going to feel some type of way. And that's why we just don't support that shit here on the channel like that. Unless it's Resident Evil. That's another story. All right. So Stone, yeah, September is not Q4. September is still Q3. So an easy way to look at it, you have 12 months divided by 3, you got 4 quarters. And so, yeah, September is actually Q3. October is going to start Q4, and then November, December, and then January starts us back at Q1. Hustle says, anyone watch the old Street Fighter movie with John Claude Van Damme? I think I did, but I don't know if I finished it. Someone said I was pretty sure September was in. Yeah, no, it's Q3. Chat. Jose says, hopefully they have a few figures at New York Comic Con. My brother still lives in New York and he goes every year, all 3 days. That's awesome. That's awesome. I told him to get me every Storm Arena figure they have. Hey, there you go. Because they're going to have like Yujiro probably is going to be for sale. Hopefully Baki, and then any exclusive they may have as well. Keen said, oh, I got one. Storm Arena Magic Sword or Knights of the Realm Capcom Classic. Yeah, Storm has a lot of Capcom IPs, right? Like they've made a lot of Capcom figures. So the relationship must be good. And that's what I'm thinking, like, bro, like I feel like if y'all wanted to do, Resident Evil, it could happen. But we'll have to wait and see. Hustle is confirming, yes, October, November, December is Q4. Sun is hopefully there's another Storm Arena pre-order this week. I think there will be. Prince, I'd be suing the hell out of them. Yeah, of course, right? And that's why you've got like that Broly, right? That big Broly that came out that had like the Sphinx head. It's super huge, very like accurate to like the anime and manga. Like they released that figure and then disbanded the company. because they had to relist and start a new company to keep making new figures. So that's like shit like that, you know. Still a cool looking figure. I know a lot of people reviewed it, a lot of people praised it, but stuff like that. Keaton says problem with Storm bootleg is there's no branding at all. Certainly not the Zangief. I'll check on bootleg. Okay, yeah. I hope you do a review on that because I'm gonna check that out and see how it looks. Stone says thanks everyone. Yeah, we're hitting that 2 minute more 2 minute warning. Okay, we're about to be getting off here. Prince says, ask Storm, do they plan on adding Samurai Showdown to the arena line? That would be pretty sick. Oh, ask Storm, will they do Devil May Cry? I would love that. I feel like Devil May Cry, I feel like Tamashi might pick that up first because we know the anime was very popular that premiered on Netflix. They already have a season 2 in development that will be coming out. So I could see Tamashi or Storm picking up Devil May Cry. Another Capcom. Bro, please, yeah. Yeah, I think that if Tamashi was to dabble like in Devil May Cry, I think that they would, do fairly well with that. If there's one company I would not want to make Devil May Cry figures, bro, is Revotech. Like, I'm sure y'all have seen like some of the Revotech reviews here on the channel, and like the Revotech, like the faceplates for the Attack on Titan line has killed my vibe for Revotech, dude. Like, I'm just over it. Maybe Onimusha. Oh, Onimusha, that would be sick, bro. I actually beat that game. When I beat that game, I was like, yo, the game's over already. Like, I'm ready to keep going. Like, this is good. Like, I just started getting into the game and I beat it, and I was like, damn, dude. And now that we're getting the new game coming out next year, I mean, it could perfectly line up. Like, if we were to go to the event and see that they've got the Onimusha IP, I would be stoked. Starscream says, remember when Storm did, the Golden Axe figures? Like, those figures looked incredible. And even like the female character, she looked really good. Let me see if I can find her. This talky female figure, I wanted to do a review on her, just never got around to do it. This figure here from Soul Calibur, man, this was an awesome ass figure. Where's she at? Is she really this far back? Here she is. Yeah, this figure right here, it's like total 80s vibe is what it gave me. And definitely wanted to pick it up. Never got around to do it, but was on my radar for sure. Keaton says the Zangief only has a QR ordering box, no barcode or manufacturer. So would that get them, like, would that let them get away with it being a knockoff? So, like, I guess legally, maybe Storm can't do anything. Like, they're kind of protected in that sense. Amazing Yamaguchi is definitely hit or miss. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely hit or miss. Like the Attack Titan, like that's an awesome figure. It's a great figure, but if I can't have a figure where the faceplate keeps like falling off, or if I have a figure where the faceplate keeps falling off, it's just like it just kills the vibe. You can't even pose a figure without the face falling off. Like that's like a QC issue that bothers me. And we've got the Beast Titan up for pre-order, now the Jaw Titan, and it's like, I'm just done with you guys. We've got Hustle SM. The Revotech Chun-Li looks weird to me. Yeah, like the Chun-Li looks weird. Mr. Lee has done some great shots, though, to make it look good, but overall, for me, it's just like, you have to really enjoy Revotech to collect Revotech. Princess, some of their older figures look amazingly good. Yeah, and what's crazy is that Revotech, I think their first figure, at least one of their first 5 figure was Dante, and it came out, I think it's only like 4 inches tall. I was going to pick it up and review it on the channel just because it was like an officially licensed articulated Dante figure, but it's like one of their most early releases, but also it could be so much better. So much stuff is missing from that one. Someone says I love the cable. The cable did look good. I saw the cable, all the accessories, things like that. And I think for me, it's just the Attack on Titan line. I think that's what it is because we did one review of the My Hero Academia Shoto. That was pretty fun. That was nice. And then we had the Ryu Hayabusa. For the Ryu Hayabusa, it wasn't even the face plates, bro. It was the hands. Like the hands weren't even going in, or the hands were falling out pretty easy. So Revotech for me, I have to say I was very excited for Revotech this year, but they have been like my most disappointed. Honestly, like my expectations have failed for them. Keaton says Storm couldn't get anything but a factory number. Oh, I see. Well, I don't know. Their Joker is really good. Yeah, some of their figures are pretty nice. I don't dabble much into Revotech, more like their anime stuff. But we'll have to wait and see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us. We've been out here for 2 hours. I think we had a very productive chat. We've got some questions. I've got 31 questions now to go through, and we're probably going to add more to that. I think ultimately, when it's all said and done, we're probably only going to ask or be able to ask maybe 10 to 15. I think that's like a sweet spot. So we're going to have to narrow it down to 15. But thank you all for participating in this interactive stream. We did a lot of brainstorming. There's a lot of great questions, a lot of great discussions. Richie was in here as well. And I just hope you all had a great time. Make sure you hit the like button. If you are not subscribed, consider subscribing. We will be going live again. You know, we are on the road to the New York Comic-Con. So we've got more coverage to come, more collaborations to come as well. Stay tuned. We're going to be talking SH Figuarts, Storm Arena, Storm Collectibles, you name it. We'll be talking about it. Thank you all for watching us. Hit that like button. Until then, we will see you next time. Have a great night. Get some sleep over in the UK. Get some sleep and enjoy some tea in the morning. And for everyone else, have a good night and sweet dreams. Until then, peace.